Welcome back. Thank you for clicking on the video. I was putting the bales back here out of the way and just realized one of these shorter trees that's hanging out that I was saying about getting trimmed out and not wanting them there. Well, that's case in point. One came down. We haven't even had a storm. There's supposed to be a storm today, like windy. Hasn't even got here yet. That one fell over. So it is going to be over 100 degrees today. So I'm going to go check on everybody, make sure the water trough is clean. Everybody is safe and sound. Going to get our baling caught up today. Maybe move some bales around. See if I can get the AC charged on the swather because they say they can't get to work on it anytime soon. So I have a kit, my own kit to charge AC. Sometimes I can get it to work, sometimes I can't. So hopefully today will be the day that it works. Who's this? Oh my gosh, you girls. I feel so bad for you. Yeah, if we had one of those mobile canopies or something. Nice thing is the cabbies are using the trailer like I wanted them to. Hey doctor, how you doing, sweetie? You still got some winter coat, darling. Oh my gosh. Hey Felicia. Hey Jane. So, when we come back from Scotland, the plan is to tidy up everything that's out here. We're going to set up the pump spreader and look at, there's a pile over there, there's cleaning up here to do, and then this stuff out here, get that cleaned up, and then hopefully we'll get ready to plow, disc, cultivate, whatever we're going to do out here, because I want to get this ready for fall rains. That way, what we might end up doing, because I don't know, we had talked about putting a spring crop in, but it might be just better for us to put in either fall rye, winter wheat, or fall triticale. Because watching BCP deal with his triticale kind of got me on the notion for it. We did grow it. Actually, one of the last crops on that field down there, the South Dam field, was triticale. But yeah, it's a game, like getting the right timings and when to cut it for what you're making. If you're making green feed is one thing, but if you're making silage is another thing versus combining it. So let's take a walk out. Hey Ruby Doobs, that's my girl. Good to see they haven't pulled this gate up the hinges again. Joker? Yes, it is exactly in this double pattern, so they are. They're barely making a dent in it, but oh my gosh. This is why I did this. Because this is the hottest part of the day. And granted, we've got a beautiful breeze. Only thing is, I was going to tell y'all, the only difference is, oh, I just thought that cat had a limp there, but it was scratching itself. Yesterday, it was hot, like it was almost 30 degrees, but the wind temperature was like 20. Today it's over 30, and the wind is over 30. So, yeah, like I said, I'm almost tempted to go buy another bale trailer. You can pick these up for $5,000-$6,000, and talk about a cheap sunshade and to help mitigate stress, because these girls are all growing embryos right now. So if I had a couple of these, and let's face it, I wouldn't mind having a spare one, because I would like to start hauling bales. And the other crappy part, I hadn't even told Mrs. Piper Duck, we're looking at buying a bigger bale picker, because our little 8 bale it's done its life. It's not big enough for us either. There's somebody selling a nice 14 bale Morris. Older, but not a crack, not a weld on it, nothing. It's all the way up past Dolphin. Which, yeah, for the right money, which this is, that'd be worth the trip, but I don't have the time. So, outside of paying a trucker a couple of grand to bring it down here, which actually is not a bad idea. Okay, Mac, right beside you, bud. Buddy, right there. Hot girls, literally hot girls. Anyway, I am just going to do a quick check through. Here comes Squiggles. Just make sure everything's good. There's Harry. Harry needs white beard. He is comical. Let's see if I can get this. Hey, buddy. He's a handsome boy. Comes from the beauty line. Here's Lamar. Anyway, I'm going to finish doing my patrol and we'll get to doing some work. Further to our balers breaking down, sitting in the grass. I haven't driven this tractor in a few days and it sprung a leak. Listen to that. See how much it's gone down so far. And I haven't moved this tractor in at least 3 days. I think the last time I moved this tractor was pulling that loader off. It would be flat by now if I had got it in a puncture then. So figure that one out. Why is it now going down? That's just bizarre. That's Rickett Ranch, really, though. Anyway, what to do when you don't have your cordless impact charged or nearby? You get the old school cordless impact. You try explaining that one to youngsters today. They'd be like, oh, how does that work? Because, oh, what do you do with it? It doesn't work. Oh, it works perfectly great. Yeah. Woo. We got some cold air. Now, it wouldn't freeze an Eskimo's fingertips, but it's cold. Whew. Nice. Back her off. So yeah. I have a little kit. I had the proper connection for these ones. But I don't know if I just used it too many times, but it's, can't find it, but I know I had trouble with it, so I went and bought one of these. Now they're a bit more money, they're $100 and something bucks. But if you're out of AC, you'd pay that in kidneys. So I got a wee bit left in that one. That one's pretty well empty. That one's pretty well empty. That one's got a wee bit left in it. And that one's got a tiny bit. So I had trouble with a bunch of these cans. I don't know if it was a bad batch, but they wouldn't empty. Not entirely sure I'm doing it perfectly right, because I know if you turn this one upside down like the other kind, it seems to drip a lot. But if you're holding the can and the can turns ice cold, that means the fluid is moving. So yeah, so I'm gonna go and pick up some more while I'm in town, and then that way I'm ready for if I need to do it again, because that's 100 times better in there than it was last night. And I would like to try and get the rest of my roadsides cut, because I know this grass will cure down in a couple of days. So by Sunday, Monday, if the rain is coming still Monday, I can have that stuff baled up and out of the way. At least it's one thing getting done. So anyway, let's get going. Well, there you go, folks. Said there might be a chance there would be some pop-ups. Well, they're calling for it. So figured I would come down here and give the old silage field where I raked up these ones in the last video. Yeah, she is tinder dry. So just that matter of a day and a half, raked up. Now, this stuff has been cut for quite a few days. I can't remember off the top of my head how long. It's about 4 or 5 days it was cut. But today right now it's 32 degrees. Yeah. It is schmeggy hot. And it's blowing. So it's literally just a blast furnace out there. So yeah, it is dry. Dry. So, still got waxy in it, so it's not like it's just pulverizing. I'm going as fast as I can take in these swaths without having it bunch up on the pickup. As you can see, that wind wheel in the front's doing its job. It's making plenty bales, so get after it. Knocking up the bales. Sitting right there, just keep sitting. Yeah, don't you bother coming any closer there, mister. About 4 bales per pass. This field is, I think it's a quarter of a mile. It's not a quarter section. It's not a full half mile. So, according to my math, that means we're doing about 4 bales to the acre in this area, which is always the better part of the field when you come off the slope onto this sort of a floodplain. Yeah, we're 2 rows into one, and we're 4 bales per row. And we can count how close together the tie bales are. So, because I don't know if I've said that before to anybody. I figured out that 16 feet on a half-mile run is an acre. So yeah, you can figure out that however many bales you make per run, per half-mile run, that's you telling yourself how many bales per acre you're doing. So when we're doing the big quarter, that's how I know exactly how much. These ones it's harder to do because they're odd shaped fields, but this field here, when you get into the angle runs, I pretty well know that it's a quarter mile, not a half mile. Like I said, it's a cracking good first cut, but unless we get rain, this will be almost all we'll get. She ain't bouncing back all that fast. So get going. There's some mighty big flashes coming from that. This is it. Just got a few little blobs here and there to go and tidy up. Not bad. Just from this block here, 70 bales. 80. Yeah, that's pretty ominous. Not sure if it's coming this way. It seems to be coming this way, and then it looks like it veers off to the south. So, oh, keep an eye on it, but we're done. That's us caught up on cutting. Well, the good stuff. Nice. more to the south. Friends of ours are in their storm bunker. Tornado warnings, all of the above. Nature, you can't do things by half, eh? Okay, the storm passed last night, so that was Thursday night. They've taken the rain off for today, tomorrow, and Sunday. Fingers crossed. And the one on Monday, they're sticking with it. It has not been off. They just changed the percentages, so we'll go with that. So, I'm not going to cut any more heavy hay. So, we are cutting the fence lines around the section. And then after that, I'll maybe go and start cutting some of the lighter grassy spots in the south field. At least that way something's getting done. So I want to cut down both sides of this fence because this is one of the fences we are rebuilding after haying's done. And then I don't know if I'll need to do it in the north dam field because there really is not a lot of grass over there. So it's because I'm going to be pulling barbed wire, laying it out along the field. So really don't want to be fighting with long grass in some areas. So this is going to show you, I noticed I was leaving a strip if I would go fast at all. So I knew there was something wrong over here. I thought, well, maybe I've got one blade broken, bent, or missing. Sure. So the bolt was still in the turtle. The blade and the nuts were gone. And then on the same turtle, this is what was left doing all the cutting. Half an inch of blade was what was doing the left of the cutting. So it snapped that off completely and snapped the end off the bolt and shed the blade. So it must have hit something on that one turtle. So, yep. It was keep a little toolbox. Beep. There we go. Once around the field. That strip there is as much to get the field cleaned up for fencing. I probably will bale that one because there's actually quite a lot of stuff. Out there's not a whole heck of a lot, and then over where some of the hills are, there's nothing worth baling. It's still cutting stuff, but I'll leave that for when the animals that are down here grazing, they'll pick through it. But the other part that I like doing that, especially between this and then the other field, is that way I'm driving along the fence line, so I'm watching to see if there's any broken fence posts, how many insulators are needing changed, because the internal fence along the ravine I won't be moving or stringing any of those fences. It's only boundary fences this year are getting topped up, and then after that we might start doing internal fences, but we'll see. They're not high priority, so yeah, I'll bale that off, and then later on when you go to a second cut, I'll cut this one because it's not quite the same, pardon me, same width. I'm talking about moving the fence over, but the fence is actually not too far away from where the boundary should be, so I might just leave it there. But that's the irony, because we got nothing up here, and then you look down there, huge swaths. So okay, swath is about to take off because it runs down hills. Looks like there's a bunch of storm damage here, a bunch of little leaves everywhere. But yeah, heavy down here. You don't need much in the way of moisture to grow hay in this hollow, so anyway, I've never gone through those parts of the ditches at this time of year. That's right into the cattails before the top part has started to puff out seeds. My tires never even got wet. That's weird. I think it makes the fence look tidy though. There's the girls. See, they spend a lot of time in that one. They still have all of this one too, so they'll have it till the middle of next week. So this is us in the North Dam. We're gonna go from this. There we go. If anything, it'll make it a little bit easier for me to get down here and trim everything back off the wire. So like I said, this is the fence, will be the last big project fencing that we'll be doing, is to get this and back that way, get this all under control. Probably end up taking it all out, but I'd like to try and leave, there's a bunch of elms in there, try and leave them sporadically every 20-30 feet or something like that. But outside of that, gotta clean this all up, get this fence straightened out. So okay, the AC is not keeping up again, so we're gonna have to do a recharge back down at the farm. Get out. It's actually very nice. Nice breeze, especially for doing this job. But by the way, that's where the bear is, just in those trees over there. So keeping an eye, keeping it sound. Though I have noticed today the cows are particularly unpleasant. I don't know if you all get that. Let's see if I can hear any. Actually not right now. They're just hollering, and whenever you go anywhere near the paddock, they all want moved. Even though they get lots to eat, but they all want moved. You get that when your cows do that to you? Like they've got to, you got to stick to a program because, like I said, they still got lots to eat in their field. But no, they come rushing up and hollering at you. Biggest problem we have, because they're in two paddocks together. When a calf gets on one side of the fence and mum gets on the other side of the fence, and then mum just stands there and screams at the calf. Maybe they finally found each other. Anyway, so yeah, this fence, if we get the dip-to-doos on, this fence will be 100%, and then the fence that goes that way at the bottom of this field, get the dip-to-doos done on that one and pull the wire, and then that'll be it done. So then after that, we are restringing that fence, and we are restringing the fence that goes from that point that way at the half section mark. So lots to do. I'm gonna wait for this grass to finish up, and then we can get it baled up tomorrow, because they are saying rain definitely for Monday. So, and then after that, hot and clear, fingers crossed. So after Monday, we will be dropping everything will be going down into swaths. So let's get after it. In fact, this stuff's been cut for over a week, and there's not much coming back. It's burning off here. At least in the low spots, this is how it's looked like all over. Well, hopefully this rain on Monday comes to something. Organizing time before we can start bringing the bales in. I gotta amalgamate everything. So I'm taking the top bales off and setting them over here, and then the bottom bales that have got more moisture in them, they're downgraded. So I'll set them off to be used first. So this is where this tractor is nice, because it's very nimble and shuttle shift. So, and now we start gathering up the new crop. So, the south field bales always stay in the south. It always makes sense to me anyway. Not to keep all your bales in one yard. And I know there's a security risk with that. But you all don't know if there might be a trail cam around here. Dun dun dun! So, yeah. So we keep, there's the old bales, new bales, kind of self-explanatory. So, we're going to work away at this until we get going full scale. Raking. Yep. I had about 2 acres down there of light grass that I knew that would cure down in a couple of days. So, that's about it. That's all I got. I got a single run around the section, roadsides. Bale that up tomorrow and wait for the rain. I tell you, as soon as that rain's passed, whoa, we're going to be dropping the anchors, dropping them. Bales are amalgamated. Big spot opened up here, right there. Ready tomorrow. Most of it should be. Oh, pardon me. So yeah, I had to shut down a little early, hauling bales. I realized my steering was getting a bit odd. The tire I just had fixed on Friday is now flat again. Yeah. Well, I dropped it off Thursday. They fixed it Friday. And now it's flat again. So that's as far as I got with that pair. So yeah, Fiber Doug is not happy about that one. That'll be going to them first thing Monday. I'm definitely not putting the loader back on the John Deere. I'll use the little one, but I don't need to worry about gathering these bales anytime soon. I just was gonna do it because I had the time. Tomorrow, well, they're gonna keep on with fencing. Something that way I can do something away from the cows so I'm not listening to them hollering at me because they want fresh pasture. That's not too bad down here. This is pure sand down here, so that's actually pretty good sized swaths for this area. Anyway, just gonna drive the section, take a look. Like I said, hopefully this strip here, I know there's not much there, but what there is there will hopefully go into a bale tomorrow. Man, oh man, she needs cut. Happy when they get into this ravine, that is for sure. In here last year, and that they tore through pretty quick, so this seems to be a good fit. 5 pairs in here. Hey wee babies. Hey Ariel. Looking good, the old broads. Got access to water, they got access to shade, and all the food they'll ever need, so yeah. said, next week they will get moved in the last two paddocks, and then they'll have the ravine as well because they need to get water, and it'd be better to get them on to dugout water and away from town water, which will be good for us because you have to pay for it. So then it looks like by the time when we do our timings, pardon me, when we leave for Scotland, it looks like it's going to be where we will move them into this ravine and that big south field, and that'll give them almost all of August. Fingers crossed we get some rain, but so that should be good. Just trying to get these timings all done. This part of the field did really good. Very happy with that, considering, like I said, we've had so little rain. But Mr. Moon. But I'm gonna show you here. I'll turn back before I head out of the field. I'll tell you one thing. You wish you had smell-o-vision, because this smell is crazy good. Lovely smell. Anyway, probably sign off here, head in the house, and thank you for watching, everybody. Sorry it's a bit of a holding pattern because we're kind of at a standstill until this weather smartens up. The window wasn't open, closing there. So yeah, tune in next video. Hopefully we'll be looking at a good drencher of a rain on Monday. Would be nice. Like I said, get a good rain, get the pastures up and going again, and get the haylands sort of recovering. Like I said, they're basically ground to a halt. This here, like I said, it's been cut for a week. This should be like way more green, but there's people a lot worse off than us. That's what I have to keep telling myself. So I head in. Christina is home right now. She is doing her homework, as they say, the wee kiddie school. Except she's doing her practicing for her MCATs for med school. Oh, there's little Miss Fauntleroy, little Miss Phoenix. Hi, Phoenix. Hi, sweetie. She's looking, trying to figure out where that voice is coming from. Hey, darling. Pretty girl. Big tubby git. He's getting switched out here soon. So yeah, the plan is to switch him out for the black bullets with the cows and bring them out here. That way we kind of change out the genetics just to make sure there's nothing, no problems. But I haven't seen any of these bullens, so there's Lou. Candy still has her winter coat. Oh, never you mind. So yeah, we'll leave you here. Like I said, thanks for watching. Hey, Phoenix. Hey, baby. Sweet girl. How's that? They're a year apart in age. The one on the left and the one on the right there. The one on the right is rather small. Her mum was one of the Golden Girls last year. So, we'll let Phoenix have the last word. Night night, darling. Bye. No. Quinn, no. Oh, there's Chance.